guys, it's Whitney. I just realized that I've never really done a proper tutorial on how to use the door hanger measurement tool from my website, and also how to use the journal companion pack that's found on the website. This is free. There is a grid here that shows you exactly how to split your pages up, and it shows you the reference rows that I use in a lot of my newer layouts. And all of my new layouts will reference this journal companion. So I hope this helps. I'm going to transfer a super simple layout to my journal and show you what to reference, how to use the decimals, and how to use the door hanger, and how to use it if you don't have a door hanger. So I really hope this helps you. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I want to explain to you exactly how to read this journal companion table, and I also am going to show you how to make it easy to transfer layouts into your journal from my measurement files. So this is the hashtag basic layout. So this is one of the simpler ones on the website. So I figured we could start out with that, and once you get the concept, you can go into more of my advanced layouts. Most of my newer layouts have this, and they reference the journal companion and have this little key here. And so anytime it says JC, you want to reference the journal companion. And you want to always start out with drawing your lines with pencil first. So I always start out with a dashed grid with pencil, and then I make these pen marks, which are these bold red dots on the corners. And then I actually go in with my pen and draw the lines to connect them. So in this journal companion, I also have a blank sheet. So just in case you don't have the same size journal or you just want to practice, this is a blank sheet that actually has the edges numbered. And this is actually what I used to do before I had the door hanger, was do little penciled numbers around each of the squares in my grid. So 1 through 26 across and 1 through 38 down. And this is the Lecterm A5 journal that I'm using. It's dotted. So I would actually go in and put these numbers across and put them down the sides. So all around, just so my measurements would be equal when I'm doing it. So I like to be exact. I know it doesn't really matter that much in the scheme of things, but to make it look all nice and pretty, I would always measure them perfectly to put on the website. So you might be asking, so this really isn't necessary, it just makes the numbering part, you don't have to do that anymore. So the numbers are actually here for you. So the journal companion is on the site, and this is free, and it's a few different sheets. And I do have the version for the Lecterm A5, and I also have the Scribbles That Matter journal in here with their guidelines, because I have both journals. But most of all my layouts are for the Lecterm journal. So what this is you don't have to pull out your calculator to make certain spots of your journal page the same size. So say you want to split your height of your journal into 2 equal sections. Since the journal is 38 squares high, you want to split it into 2 sections, you're going to stop at 19. So if you wanted to split it into 3 sections, you're going to stop at 12.7, 25.3, and 38. It's always going to be 38 at the end. So I typically don't even draw that line, I just leave it there and know. So if I wanted to split it into 4 sections, it's 9.5, 19 of course would be the halfway, 28.5, and 38. And it goes down from there all the way to 8 sections. If you want to split it into 8 equal tall sections, these are the numbers that you would stop at. So the width is the same way. So if you want to split it in half, since it's 26 across, it's going to be 13. You're going to stop there at 13. So you might be wondering what these decimals mean. So of course at 19, you're going to stop at 19 right in the middle. But if you're going to do 12.7, which, let me see what this I'm gonna actually show you guys exactly how I'm gonna transfer this into my journal, just so you can get the basics of what's going on. So we are going to reference row H, and in a lot of my live sessions, this is how I do it, because I do make these custom for any journal. So if you do have a different height and width notebook, you can just go with the journal companion and the reference rows and not even worry about counting your, having the same exact size notebook as I do. So if it's reference row H, that means the width is in 2 equal size sections. So that's going to stop at 13 and then 26. And that's going to be on both sides. So now I'm going to show you how to use the door hanger to do this. So I do sell these on the website, and these come in 2 packs. So you could actually use 2 at a time if you want to. So if you look at the colors of the outline of the door hanger, and you look at the green ones, that means it's going to be for the right page, and then the pink is going to be for the left page. So then if you looked at whether it's dashed or solid, it will tell you if it's either on the top or the bottom, or the left or the right. So what I'm doing here is reference row H, so I want to split it down the middle, and of course if you don't have the door hanger, you can just easily count 13 spaces and then draw that's going to be a penciled line. So I'm going to set it underneath the left page, and these are counted in 10 or in 5s. So I'm going to see that 10 there, and I'm going to go to 13. So 11, and these are full squares. So I want to go to 13 here. So that's going to be 10, 11, 12, 13, and you can even put little penciled numbers if you want to. And so it's going to be right at the dot that's right after that 13 box. So that's going to be where the midway point is, and I'm also going to do that on the other side. So this actually, since there's a hole there, I did put a 12 here, so you're going to go 13 full. And then right at that dot, right after that 13 box, is where this midway point of that line is. So it's a lot easier than just having to count every single time. So we're also going to do a JC reference row C, which means splitting the height into 4 equal sections. So we're going to do 9.5, 19, 28.5, and 38. So here's where I'll kind of show you how to use the decimals. So we want reference row C, that's going to be on the left page. We're going to stick it under our page like this and make sure that the 1 lines up with the square and the 38 lines up with this bottom square. And so we are going to go 9.5. So to calculate the decimal, you're going to go the 9 full squares, and then you're actually going to dip a little bit into 10, the 10th square. So the 9.5 will be right in the middle of that 10th square. And so the next one's going to be 19. So you know it's going to be the one right above 20, and it's going to be the dot in between the 19 and 20. So that's going to be halfway there. And then the next one's going to be 28.5. So 25, 26, 27, 28, and then there's your half, 28. So really, it's as easy as that. That's where I'm going to add my penciled lines, and I always just make sure I just keep the lightest touch on my pencil when I'm doing this, and just drag it right across, because I know I'm going to erase these lines once I get finished. And then we'll go ahead and do this. And I do like to use the door hanger as a straight edge too, just because I'm already have it out, and it is big enough to go on the full diagonal of your pages. So instead of using my little helix ruler that I use a lot, I've kind of started using this one, just because the lines are a lot longer. So the next one on this layout is But it actually has C all the way across. So I'm just going to extend these lines all the way across. And all of my layouts on the website are sorted by difficulty, so this is one of the easier layouts. But there are tons and tons on there, and all of the newer ones and all the new ones from now on will feature the journal companion, just so it can be used for different size notebooks, just so it's not the same notebook. You don't have to have this one, you can use a different size, and I can even customize them for you if you want. You just let me know what your height and width of your notebook is, and I can customize it. And so these numbers would change, but it still will make them equal sections. So that is a simple penciled grid that I'm going to be using in this layout. So then the next thing I always do is I add the dots for the corners. So I always pull a pin out for this. And do the dots in the corners. So a lot of these layouts, they just kind of get as close to these pencil lines as you possibly can and put the dots. So that's just kind of, they stop right beforehand and you put your lines there. So this is one of the easier layouts. Like I said, I do go through all of the steps in my harder layouts and my live sessions. Those are always in the Facebook group, and I do that every other week. So the link is down below if you want to join the Facebook group. I'd love to have you. So I'm just going to fill this out really quick. I will speed this process up, but I hope that you've found what I'm talking about when you look at this journal companion and the benefits of having the door hanger. So I'm going to finish this up and let you see what it looks like when I'm finished. Okay, so now that I have that finished, I can fill it out however I want to. What I did in the original, which was from back in November, I did a one line about today at the bottom part and a daily goal section up at the top part. I did a now section up here and an important section here and a later section here. And then the day boxes run across like that. Also in the journal companion, you do get a blank space ideas section. So if you didn't want to set your or track your goals here, you could look at different ideas that you could track in your 7-day boxes. Or you could just keep it one big box and use some of these single box ideas to do any of this. And also I have a section for currently ideas. That's another fun section I like to put in some of my weekly spreads. So it's just things I'm doing right now. So currently cooking, eating, learning, watching, all that kind of stuff. So if you have any other ideas to add to this blank space ideas, I would love to hear it. I hope this clears up some of your questions about the journal companion, and head to the website and see all the layouts. They are all free. All the measurement layouts are free on the website. There is at least 70 or so or 80 different layouts that go throughout an entire year, so you should be able to find some. I do want to tell you the older ones, they only have the numbers around the sides. They don't have the journal companion references, but I will in the future continue to use the journal companion. So I hope this helps clear some things up for you guys, and I am so glad you tagged along to the end, and see you later.